Hello and welcome. Finally, we are going to create our container using imperative method. Imperative method is really very simple way to create container, and we can say that it is an instant way to create container. So let's start. First of all, what I am doing, I have this Docker host that we have created earlier. We are going to access this particular Docker host using SSH. So here I am inside my command line and I am going to access this Docker host first, and I got access of my Docker host using SSH. Now let's start with imperative. First of all, if you want to create container, you can pull an image. One thing that I want to tell you, it is not compulsory to pull image, because when you will give command to create container like docker run, it will download image from the Docker Hub as well. If you want to download image from any other place, like any other container registry, you have to download image in advance. So starting, like we are creating our container by downloading image for the container. So start by downloading image to use as a basics of your container. We will use simple nginx image for this example. Here we have this particular command, docker pull nginx latest, and this pulls the latest version of official nginx image from the Docker Hub. First of all, I want to tell you that if you want to set up web server, you have ready to use nginx image. So nginx is a web server configuration from Linux, and we have ready to use nginx image, so we will get our web server ready. So first of all, what I am doing, I am going to my computer, docker host, and here I am giving command docker images. Now if you look at this, we have one Ubuntu image, but right now we want to create nginx container. So what we are doing, we are going to download our image from the Docker Hub. So as you know that the command is docker pull nginx latest. Okay. So now what it will do, it is going to download this particular image from the Docker Hub. If you want to search particular image, you can go to the Docker Hub and you can search the image as well. Now if you want to verify, you can give command docker images again, and you will find out that we have nginx image downloaded into the system. Again, I am telling you, it is not compulsory to download image before you are going to create container, because if you want image from the Docker Hub, you can also, like Docker automatically download images while you are creating container. So let's go with the check for the image. A list of the images you have downloaded, and we know that the command is docker images. This verifies that nginx image is now available on your system. And it is there. So now everything is good. Let's start with container creation. What we are doing, we want to go through the step-by-step process, and I'm going to start this particular process from zero. So here we are going to create most basic container. So it is a basic command like docker run nginx. Okay. So if I am giving this command, what will happen? The container will start, but I cannot interact with the container. So it will create and start the container using nginx image. Since there is no expose port or interactive terminals, this container will run and likely exit quickly. So let's do this. First of all, I am going to give this command docker run nginx. See what is happening. Container started. But the problem is right now I cannot give any command, because right now in this container we don't have interactive facility. Let's say that if I want to see the list of file, if I am giving command ls, nothing going to work over here. Yes, container is in running state. I am inside container, but there is no way to interact with the container. Here I can say that I am stuck inside the container. So Basically, when we are using this particular command, the container will start, but there is no way that you can interact with the container. Yes, if you have your custom image and you have downloaded and installed everything using the image, and then if you are going to start this container using this particular method, it will be good. But right now, we don't want to do this. We want to go inside the container and we want to give some commands as well. So this is the method which is like a very basic method, but this method is not for us. Right now, my problem is I'm stuck inside the container. How I can come out of it? So what you can do, you can use command key combination like Control C. When you use this, you will exit from the container, and now the container is in a stop state. How I can verify? If you want to verify, you can give command docker ps. Now let me tell you, docker ps command is giving you list of all the running container. But as I explain you that when you use Control C, you will exit from the container, means container will be in the stop state. So now if I want to see this, I can give command docker ps-a and look at the container over here. So here I am getting this container, but the container is in a stop state, and the problem is I cannot interact with this particular container. So what I am doing, I am going to delete this container. Let's give command docker rm, and then you have to give the container name. Now see, this is the name that I am getting right now. When you create container with a very basic command, and if you are not specifying name of your container, okay, it is going to take random name. And of course, this random name can be problematic for us as well, because if you want to remove your container, if you want to start your container, you have to use this name. So it is always good idea to give your own name when you are creating your container. Right now, you don't need to worry about this. We have this random name. We are using this. Let's remove this container and let's go step by step. So I just use this command docker rm, which is used to remove the container. And look at this. If I am giving command docker ps-a, I am not getting any container because I just created container and I deleted this container as well. Okay. So now we are going one step ahead, and right now I am telling you how we can create container and how we can interact with the container as well. So here we have this command. This time we have different command. Look at this, docker run -it, then nginx. This is container image, and then we have bin/bash. So if you look at this, here I have added two things, -it and /bin/bash. First of all, what we are doing, let's understand that what will happen if I am adding these two options, then we will create container. So new options, and we have two new options. The first option we have is -it. Now let's understand this. This is a combination of two separate flags. Here I use two flags, one I and another one is T, so IT. Now what is the use case of adding I? This flag tells docker run to allocate an interactive terminal for the container. Previously when we created container, there is no separate interactive terminal for the container, and because of this I was not able to execute any command. So there's I informing our docker run command to allocate terminal, so we can give command inside the container. The TTY means interactive terminal provides pseudo terminal interface that you can interact using the keyboard and the terminal. So then with using this particular terminal, we can interact with the container. Now there is another switch as well, we call it -t. This flag tells docker run to keep standard input open. So now we have terminal. Now whenever we will give any command inside the terminal, the container will accept this command as a standard input because we are using -t. Standard input is typically your keyboard input, so that -t, the container process and receive the input from your terminal. So the first I will provide terminal, and second will provide standard input from our keyboard, and then the terminal can process this. Combine effect. By using -it, you essentially creating interactive session with the container. You will see shell prompt after the container start, and you can then type command and get response just like you would on a regular Linux terminal. So now the container will start in an interactive mode and we can give any command. But as you are aware about the Linux system, if you want to give command inside the Linux system, you must have bash shell. So here we are specifying that inside the Linux system, we are going to give command, and to run this command, we want born again shell like bash shell. Bash shell is the most popular shell, so we need to specify this, and now we can run all the bash shell command inside this container. So let's understand what is /bin/bash. This part of the command specifies the command you want to run in the container. Let's say that I want to run all bash command. Bin bash is a path to the bash shell executable on the Linux system, and it is the most popular system as well. The bash shell is a program that provides command line interface for interacting with the operating system. And why we are using bin/bash here? The Nginx image is designed to run Nginx web server process by default. They have an automated system. They have a pre-built web server installed, but here we want to override this default behavior. We want to interact with the container. We want to give our own command. Now, how I can give command to the operating system? You must have bash shell. So we are informing our container that you must have bash shell so we can interact with you, means with container. Instead of starting Nginx immediately, Docker will execute the bash shell within the container. This provides you with the interactive session where you can explore, troubleshoot and modify. So now you have bin/bash shell and you can interact with the container. So what we are doing, we are going to run this particular command and we are going to create this container. Okay, so let's do this.
Sorry guys, sorry to disturb you. I know you all are enjoying the session and suddenly it stopped. But if you want full video or if you want full Docker course having 130 plus videos including projects, you can become our community member. Enrollment link is in description. Moreover, we also provide 24/7 support, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Atara, updates and completion certification as well. Still you have any queries regarding it, you can contact me on my personal number. Thank you.